This is the LifeCraft show on YouTube, brought to you by Kakaiso Gaming. If you like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kakaiso, and I'm back yet again with another video. As you guys can see from the intro and the title, the name of my new show is LifeCraft. Any video that's going to be based off of World of Warcraft, whether it's rating, guides, or my thoughts and opinions, will be under this title. In this video, I'm going to go over my thoughts on some of the main Elemental Shaman changes coming up in the Warlords of Draenor expansion, and that's including the talent tree. First and foremost is that Lightning Bolt is no longer castable while moving, and the only way to cast while moving is by using Spirit Walker's Grace. Now, this is a change I can totally understand why it's happening. I mean, I'm not too pleased with it, because I like the amount of movement LA Shamans had before, but even with it being removed, we still have other instant abilities we can cast while moving, like Shocks, Totems Unleash Flame, and even Lava Surge procs. What I'm more worried about is PvP. I can't imagine the impact this change has for the PvPers, because from what I recall, Elemental Shamans need a kite even if they have an Earth Grab totem. Next is the new mastery, Molten Earth. I absolutely love this new mastery and the amount of damage it creates. Here you can see a screenshot of a short simple test I did on a level 85 dummy. Out of the 10 lightning bolts I did, 3 of them procced multi-strike, which is accurate because the old mastery is now a passive that increases multi-strike by 20%. And out of those, and I had 8 attacks from Molten Earth, which did 50% of the damage, as 13 lightning bolts did. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. But if you think that's cool, hear this. Molten Earth actually benefits from multi-strike, giving you an even bigger DPS output. Now, those are the 2 bigger changes I really wanted to talk about, but I want to go with something to the new passive Elemental Shamans will obtain from leveling, from when you're leveling 90 to 100 in Draenor. The first, these aren't in any chronological order. These are just random. I don't know if there is going to be an order or not. But first one I'm going over is Enhanced Chain Lightning. The target struck by Chain Lightning or Lava Beam increased damage taken from the next Earthquake by 40%. I can see this passive helping quite a lot during trash clears and raids, considering they buff the damage to Earthquake by 33%, but it's not one that I'm getting really too excited about. Enhanced Unleash. Unleash Flame grants 30% movement speed for 40 seconds. Now, this is a minor buff to Unleash Flame. It's probably going to be utilized more in PvP, but definitely will have its benefits in PvE for getting out of the fire situations. Improved Lightning Shield. Lightning Shield increased to 20 stacks, and Lava Burst and its multi-strikes can proc Fulmination. So, this one I found kind of be really interesting. With Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning, I find the stack to 15 right now isn't that slow, but it's not that fast. Including Lava Burst and its multi-strike damage proccing to 20 stacks doesn't seem like it'll be that big of a problem either. It may even stack to 20 faster, which then leads to more Earth Shocks. So I'm not too sure whether or not I'm going to be hyped up about this. The increase of 20 stacks is fine, but we have to see how much Lava Burst is going and its multi-strikes are actually going to proc Fulmination. But either way, it's good that Fulmination has more sources. Improved Reincarnation. Increases health gain upon resurrection by 50%. This is just a little tidbit. I know right now when I get into fights, my health, if I want to pop up because, let's say, Mage or whatever's down, and there's no Bloodlust or Time Warp, and I would need to get back up and get back in the fight, I'll pop my Reincarnation and pop Bloodlust, and then sometimes I'll die right after doing that. It's nice to know now that I might not die. Lastly, I want to go over the talent tree for Elemental Shamans. This is going to be a kind of a big portion of the video. Starting with the first tier, Astral Shift is by far the first choice to go in my opinion because it synergizes well with Shamanistic Rage, but it is on a 1.5 minute cooldown, and some people do mistake it for being a PvP talent. Nature's Guardian is also a good choice. If you're planning on taking consistent damage in a fight, and because it does have a 30-second cooldown, so if you do know you're going to be taking consistent damage where you are below a certain percent of health, take that. But in other cases where there's a lot of burst, I would go for Astral Shift. In the level 30 tier, I think Earth Grab Totem is probably the best for Elemental Shamans. Windwalk Totem I can see kind of being situational for certain raid fights, and well, Frozen Power is more PvP oriented. In the level 45 tier, it's pretty much Call of the Elements is pretty much useless, seeing as Fire Elemental is on a 5-minute cooldown, not 3 or less. Totemic Persistence is useless, seeing as we rely on our fire totems, and well, that's kind of out of the picture. So our last choice, and a good one, is Totemic Projection. With so much movement in raids, it's crucial to have Healing Stream and Searing Totem near your enemies, and it just makes it really good for when you're in a raid, and PvP. The next tier is situational between Elemental Mastery and Echo of the Elements. If the boss fight has burst phases, in my opinion, I want to go Elemental Mastery to get synergy with Bloodlust and Ascendance, whereas if you require constant damage or you're PvPing, go Echo of the Elements. Pretty much this is also a personal choice. Right now I'm using Elemental Mastery, but I'm probably going to go back into Echo of the Elements for leveling, and because I'm getting really lazy with my cooldowns. Now, for the next tier, in patch 6.0.3, the latest one, Ancestral Guidance got hit pretty hard from 40% of damage and 80% of healing to a flat 20%. And right now, in my opinion, it's not worth it anymore for a 2-minute cooldown. You're more likely to be going into rushing streams and just focus on keeping Healing Stream Totem up near your raid. And yeah, just hope for the best. I'm probably going to go way more in depth with this in my next video, with in a mathematical approach, because I do find this interesting, of how the nerf kind of took place, because before it was really good, it was really crazy, but now it's more on a level between that and rushing streams, and I kind of want to see where the two are at right now for Elemental. In the level 90 tier, now that's a toss-up between Unleash Fury and Elemental Blast. In my opinion, Unleash Fury is more powerful. Now you may ask why. Well, because a lot of people right now are running Elemental Blast. Here's my opinion. Both have the same percentage of uptime if casted on reset. One has a cast time, one doesn't, and I'm relating that to Unleash Flame. Unleash Flame is an instant cast. If Lava Burst is used after Unleash Flame, Lava Burst does 50% more damage instead of 40. You have to be taking into consideration where Fulmination will be too after Warlords comes out. Fulmination will proc off Lightning Bolt and Lava Burst, not Elemental Blast. In summary, it's a Lightning Bolt with a cooldown that gives you a random stat, compared to a damage increase by 30% to your main casting ability and most damaging spell, or a 50% Lava Burst, which is 100% on a Flame Shock target that could proc Fulmination. So after the expansion comes out, I'm probably going to go into Unleash Fury, but to each their own. Lastly, for the level 100 tier, it's between Elemental Fusion and Liquid Magma at this point. This is all theory though, because if Fulmination procs more often with the Lava Burst, and you're using Earth Shock more and more, I can see Elemental Fusion coming in really handy, and it also has no cooldown. So you could use Unleash Flame with Elemental Fusion stacked and use Flame Shock as an alternative to Earth Shock. Now with Liquid Magma, I heard there were some problems right now, or on the beta, with it working with a Fire Elemental Totem, but I saw a post and I know Blizzard followed up by saying this will be fixed. I'm not sure if it's going to be fixed by the time the expansion comes out, or if it's fixed right now. I don't even know. But after doing some math and looking from what I read on my screen and with my stats, Liquid Magma will do roughly 7,009 damage per minute with 1,183 spell power. So, I mean, that's my stats right now. It's not the best spell power, I know, but that's also if it's casted on reset. So, with every 45 seconds, if you put down a Magma Totem, you're going to get it roughly. If you had a 1,183 spell power, you would roughly do 7,009 damage per minute, which is good. It's, you know, I can see this tier relates a lot more to level 61, because if there's a fight where adds need to be bursted down, where there's a lot of tough trash to go through, I would go Liquid Magma. Otherwise, Elemental Fusion seems like the the perfect route in my opinion, because it synergizes so well with your Fulmination and your Lightning Bolt and everything. Now, just as a final disclaimer, these are my opinions, some based off my own data, and some based off of others. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, if I left something out or whatever, please leave them below and I will get back to them as soon as possible. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the world of Warcraft.